Good morning. I am Lungile Ramantunu, and today I will be teaching about the life cycle of butterflies. I'll be teaching in the grade 3. Um, it's a life skills beginning knowledge lesson. So it's the natural sciences part of the lesson. So with teaching the life cycle. Different learners. Different learners are learners that are very hyperactive, are learners that um and as a teacher you need to make sure that your deliverance and your process or the fastness of your lesson, how do you moderate it, because their working memory sometimes is very small, so that means that excuse me, that they can grasp certain things quickly, and sometimes some other things just fly over their heads because the information tends to be um, the information tends to be a lot. So with starting the lesson, as a teacher you should always make sure that um, learners, whenever they get into class, firstly they are comfortable, they are they have seats, they have all the resources, pencils, pens, paper, the works, that if they need to write down things, they can. And with starting a lesson in class, you need to make sure that you spark the learner's interest by posting different pictures of whatever concept that you'll be teaching. So since I'll be teaching about the life cycle of butterflies, the whole class will have posters of butterflies, different kind of butterflies, um, the life cycle, the names of the life cycle, the details of the life cycle, that okay, the four stages, this one happens when this, and the second one in chronological order. And also when the learners have seen everything and have seated down, as a teacher you should always invoke the prior knowledge of the learners. By invoking that prior knowledge, you're making sure that um, as you go along with your lesson, you need to make sure that okay, my learners understand that today we are talking about um, the changes of life, because change, it happens especially in animals, and so that will make learners understand that okay, so the lesson basically for today is that we're going to be learning about how animals are reborn again, and how they change from being an egg to be a caterpillar, from being a caterpillar to be in a cocoon, from being in a cocoon to a fully fledged adult butterfly. So with that, as a teacher you need to make sure that even in your lesson you need to ask learners what they understand by that, have they seen it anywhere, um, and just give them an opportunity to talk amongst themselves as learners and explain to each other what they have seen, where they have seen it, because some of them they see in in Disney movies, for example, The Lion King, where Mufasa explains that uh, as much as they are lions, and lions eat gazelles and springboks, and but then when they move on to the next life, um, those gazelles, because gazelles only eat the grass, so whenever a lion goes down, it 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 it, it it comes together with the grass, it comes together with the soil, it becomes one. So whenever a gazelle starts to eat, it's more like, okay, fine, another animal had to thingy to pass so that the soul can be what's the word, so that the soul can be rich enough for it um to grow the grass, and then so the cycle goes on and on and on. And with this lesson, learners will be talking with each other and explaining what they understand by the cycle. How is it important to the community? How is it important to the environment? What good does it bring to the environment? And so with that, um, we move to the lesson, the lesson of the body of the lesson, I'm sorry. So with that, obviously the learners have spoken about their prior knowledge, and they've discussed, and the teacher has asked questions, and the learners have asked questions. There's this open communication where information is being shared between learners and a teacher, and between learners and learners in class. So during the lesson, now the teacher will explain the process of the life cycle of a butterfly, and by explaining it, the teacher is making sure that learners get the chance to interject if they don't understand anything. So a learner may ask, ma'am, I saw, why do a butterfly goes into a cocoon, for example? And so the teacher will explain that, okay, the butterfly goes into a cocoon because the cocoon is where um, it develops, and it involves the young caterpillar into a big beautiful butterfly for it. And when it's a butterfly again, it makes sure that um, the life cycle starts again, because obviously it starts from the egg, and then it becomes a caterpillar. From the caterpillar, it goes to a pupa, from a pupa to a fully fledged butterfly. So from being in a cocoon to being in a butterfly means that the butterfly, okay, now the butterfly can now lay eggs itself, and then the cycle goes on and on and on. And also some learners may ask, why is it important to the environment? It's important to the environment because it balances everything out, because butterflies are also prey to chameleons, um, to frogs. And also frogs, they do go through a life cycle where it's an egg, it's a small fish. It's like, life cycle is important because it, like, the evolution of animals and the rebirth of animals, making sure that the animals are still there. And during that lesson, learners will be obviously be given a task to um the with the life cycle, to place the stickers where they belong. That, okay, this is the egg part, this is the caterpillar part, this is that, this is that. And with that, obviously it comes with critical thinking. As a teacher, you need to invoke emotions and invoke thoughts in learners, and by doing so, you allow like communication. Open-end communication is very, very vital, so that learners can understand and add more information if possible. And by that, learners understand that life is not just that you wake up, you see a butterfly, and you don't know how it started or what happened for it to be a beautiful butterfly. And they need to understand also that there are female and male butterflies, and they need to distinctly identify those two, and make sure they know which one lays the eggs and which one doesn't, because everything in the animal world and in the world basically has two genders, the male and the female. So they need to understand that, okay, the male does this, the female does that. And with that being said, I thank you for your time.